1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon, hoping you will tune into our show.
And chuck them out. But they make their way back in. I don't know how. But
Yeah, spiders are often an exception, aren't they? Because we're always told, it's a phrase, isn't there? If you wish to live and thrive, let a spider run alive. A lot of people, I think myself included, don't like to kill a spider. If you see one, you try and put it outside. I agree with you on that. But otherwise, you don't have any problem. And I'm not saying you're right or wrong. We're probably the vast majority of people do try and get rid of bugs around their home, because flies and things can pass on bugs to humans. Moths, the little moths, they can eat the clothes. But I had a customer when I used to work for a living a few years ago, and I was having lunch with her one day, and we were talking about this for some reason in general, and she said that she never ever would kill anything, any live thing in her home. And I sort of asked her about it. I said, well, what about a wasp? What about stuff that could sting you and so on? And she said, nope, no, I believe that the planet has loads of life, teems with life, and I've got no more right to kill those little creatures than killing anything else. So I thought that was quite an interesting stance, and probably a very ethically strong stance, isn't it, not to kill another creature. I think the received wisdom on these things is, unless you are a very hard ethical stance sort of person, most people would say, well, if they can cause damage to humans or to human activities within the home, they could be dangerous, then killing them is okay, provided you do it as quickly and as mercifully as you can. Namely, the zapper that you've already talked about. Because I imagine when you hit one with those, it would just zap it instantly to death. Interestingly, I was looking at this, and whereas a little moth, and they can do a lot of damage to clothes and bedding and so on, they're not sentient beings. They are reactive. I don't know whether they feel fear. I don't think so. They're not complex like a human. Whereas the little flies, those tiny little black flies, they've been researched, and it does show that they make some sort of decisions as to where they're going to go, what they're not going to do, and that they experience fear, which is quite interesting, isn't it? Because whenever you try and zap or swat something in your home, they very cleverly seem to avoid it, don't they? And it's not nice to think maybe they're scared stiff of losing their existence. I don't know, but again, it's all to do with the same subject about are all the creatures on the earth our friends? We are we are the second most dominant creature, but obviously humans have the upper hand on most things, and we could look at all sorts of the way animals are treated. We must be responsible for the deaths every year of millions of animals, but then most of that, I guess, is because we eat them. Most people, not everybody, but most people eat the animals. So again, we would have to say to ourselves, is that a reasonable thing to do for fellow life forms on our planet? So I guess we all grapple with these things from time to time. But the question in all of that is, do we think of these other little creatures and larger creatures, larger animals, do we see them as our friends, which I guess overall we should do? Now, coming back to that phrase, that expression, greater love has no one than this, than someone lays down their life for another, or for a friend, as the original one says. Fortunately, our friendships with people don't normally entail us risking our lives to help them. But looking a little bit more deeply into this, I looked at people who could claim to have had that greater love. I'll just find my now we'll start with people who've done
1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon, hoping you will tune into our show. It's hosted by Cuz. He'll introduce the gang who'll make the show go with a bang, with fun.
Who've done amazingly self-sacrificing things, just because it's a testimony to them, really. First example, a man called Joseph Blankson in 2018 in a place in Nigeria called Rivers State. Joseph Blankson.
Wow.
And in Nigeria in 2018, 36-year-old Joseph Blankson, he died while rescuing 13 passengers from a capsized boat. He saved them one by one, returning into the water each time until he succumbed to fatigue and drowned while attempting to save a 14th person. I mean, what amazing love for a fellow human, humans he didn't know necessarily.
Oh, yeah.
That he was prepared to sacrifice his life. And I guess that really is the definition of friendship. The next one is a bloke called Rick Rescorla. And this was the 9/11 attacks in America. And as head of security for Morgan Stanley, which I think is a bank out there, he famously directed thousands of employees to safety during the 9/11 attacks, even going back into the collapsing World Trade Center to ensure others were out, sacrificing his own life in the process. Again, what a thing to do, to keep going back. Most of us want to get away from danger, don't we, whatever it may be, but to actually keep going back in to save people, quite something. The next one is Jane Harrison. And in 1968, BOAC, which is now British Airways, had an engine fire. And this 22-year-old flight attendant, she stayed at her post to push passengers down escape chutes. She was awarded the George Cross for her sacrifice as her body was found beside an elderly disabled passenger she had stayed behind to help. I mean, that's quite something as well, isn't it? To know you're going to die in the flames of an aeroplane. To save somebody who couldn't get themselves out. And then there was Maximilian Kolbe in 1941. He was a Polish priest in Auschwitz, and he volunteered to die by starvation in place of a stranger, a fellow prisoner who had a family waiting for him, choosing to give his life to save another. And I mean, that is, again, mind-blowing, isn't it, to take the place of somebody in those awful circumstances. And then another lady, Edith Cavell, a British nurse working in occupied Belgium during World War I. She treated wounded soldiers from both sides. She lost her life by firing squad after running an underground network that helped over 200 soldiers escape to neutral territory. And then the last one on the
1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon, hoping you will tune into our show. It's hosted by Cuz. He'll introduce the gang who'll make the show go with a bang.